really help people feel like their input is welcomed, like their input is valued, and their concerns are legitimate. The last thing people want is to feel like these concerns that they feel very strongly are undervalued by the people that are driving change. That change is being done to them. It's not something they're doing, right? So find a way to flip the script for people where change and transformation is something we're doing together, not something being done to us. And come back to, this was the brand I was trying to build. Here are the behaviors I need to change. You won't get an opportunity to course correct along the way if you don't know where you're trying to go. So for me, be intentional. I urge my team to be intentional about all kinds of things, but be intentional about your leadership and management brand. And for me, that is creating a culture of fueling with failure, right? Use failure to help you go faster next time, and leverage the power of the people around you, and don't think that you're doing it all yourself, and don't think you're going to take credit for everything that happens on your own, right? And by yourself, because you used and leveraged the contributions of a wide group of people, whether it was the people that had their hands on the keyboard or the people who, gave some resources, right? You are an aggregator of effort. So make sure that you are building relationships with those people, that you are leveraging those relationships to achieve your own goals, and that you're looking for ways in the context of those relationships to help others achieve their goals. These are the pillars for me of what I consider to be my leadership brand. And again, my advice is define those pillars for your own leadership brand and do it really intentionally. Like, anyone can set a vision. Anyone can work on change. But if you're actually going to live into that vision, it requires getting a lot of people behind you, and it requires a lot of work. And it's not all work that you can do yourself. So setting your people up and thinking very broadly about who your people are, setting your people up for success and helping them live into this vision that you've set and make that productive for them so that it can be productive for you. This is an example of leadership that I've retained and that I try to live into as I look to network, not just with my peers and my bosses, right? But also with people who are just entering the organization, people who perhaps work in other parts of the organization that I don't intersect with today, but I may at some point. Failure is so emotionally loaded because I think we conflate I failed with I'm a failure, right? And they're two different things, right? I'm a failure means that there's like something inherent in me that prevents me from having good outcomes, and it will always prevent me from having good outcomes. Nothing's ever going to be different. Nothing's ever going to change. Where I failed is there was a specific circumstance, things didn't go the way I wanted them to go, and there's something to be learned here. There's something I can do differently next time. And so parsing I failed, which is a point in time, versus I'm a failure, which is a generalization about yourself, parsing those things and separating them is really powerful. And I do like the language of failure because it speaks for me to accountability. It's not just that something went wrong. There was something I did that contributed to the way that went. And what can I do differently in the future? Don't omit from your network the tens or hundreds or thousands of people in your existing organization just because they already work where you work, right? So making cross-functional teams work, right? Why are they important? Because you don't know everything. And you can't drive all of the change that you need to drive and all of the decisions, and you can't unlock all of the resources that you need to do big and important things in an organization by yourself. Unless you're maybe the CEO, in which case, let's have a different conversation about your network. But for that one person, let's have a different conversation. For the rest of us, your network is what helps you aggregate information, open up resources, do the heavy lifting on those projects. And so taking an opportunity to reach out and meet the people that work around you, even if they don't work in your space. And there are any number of ways that you can do that, sort of from a social coaching perspective. Take your lunch someplace else. Take your, take your computer and go sit in an empty desk in some other department and just listen to what they have to say and meet people there.